What is going on, everybody? I want to give you my first impression of OnePageRules, the sci fi 40K game killer. I have a buddy who was printing some of their Lizardmen for AOS. I had a comment on YouTube. Somebody said OnePageRules is going to kill Games Workshop because the rules are free and the games are better. And tonight we decided to check it out. So we played the Prime Brothers, which is a Primera Space Marine army, versus the Dirty Humans, which was Imperial Guard. We only played 750 points, and if you've played OnePageRules or you've looked at the point values, it was a pretty small game. I had 2 units of 5 Marines, a unit of 3 jump pack Marines, and a chaplain. He had a Lehman Russ, some troops, and some Rattling snipers, and some sort of captain character. Now, oh my lord, is it refreshing how simple this game was. Like, it was so fun. You basically have 2 stats, and that is quality and defense. Quality is both your to hit rolls and morale. Defense is your armor save and sort of factors into your toughness. Some characters do have multiple wounds and tanks and whatnot, but the basics of it is you roll to hit, they roll their save, those are the rolls, minus a few little special rules. Really fun. Alternating activations. Oh my god. That would probably solve 40K's main problem right off the bat. Because if you go first in 40K, you win almost every time. Some armies, I believe, like AdMech, when they were tracking it in tournaments, were winning like a 70% win rate if they went first. So that's not even really taking into account player skill or anything. If there's any skill in 9th edition 40K, I don't know. But I don't know if OnePageRules has skill either, but at least it's simplified down so you and your friends can just have a good game. There was some nuances of, melee, charging, shooting, picking target priority, and we played the most simple mission, so I'm sure if you added better mission packs or scenarios, you could add more complexity to the strategy of the game. It reminded me a lot of Marvel Crisis Protocol, which, if you haven't played, is the best game out right now. But this OnePageRules is really good. Alternating activations, simple format of attack and defend. Did you live? Did you die? Remove the models. Let's move on with our lives. And it's really good. So I am deep diving a little more into it. I would love to try out the AOS version. There is a Warhammer Fantasy version if you have not sold all your square-based models yet. I personally don't care that much about that unless I had maybe some movement trays to put the circles back in square formation, whatever. That could be a possibility. But yeah, I think there's going to be a lot of intricate strategies in the melee version because in the 40K version, there's a lot of shooting, but melee, when you charge, you fight first, and then your opponent fights back. Now, you separate 1-inch gap between you. If you've already fought in that round, to fight again, you need 6s to hit. So Unit A charges Unit B, I fight, they fight, we separate. Now he activates this unit. Well, if he wants to charge again and fight again, they're going to need 6s. And if he charges this unit, they need 6s as well. So it's like you're fatigued or you've already done your melee for the round. So you can still kind of defend yourself, but you need 6s to hit, which is really, really cool. And it also means, maybe you charge, let's say Fist charges Hand. All right, Fist attacks, Hand gets wounded. Hand can choose not to fight back because on its activation, it may want to charge somewhere else, and it may not want to use its melee attacks that need its normal quality roll and then have to charge later and use 6s only, right? So you might save your attacks in that instance. A lot of cool things that I could see how that could be like a little bit of strategy on how you're charging and whatnot. Shooting in and out of combat felt weird for us, but we didn't really realize that there is no combat per se. You fight and then you're kind of separated. So you're not really shooting into combat, but we didn't realize that in our first test game, so that felt a little off. But since they're really never locked in combat, that's not a problem. It cleared up basically every question we had. Yeah, I highly recommend you check it out. If you've tried OnePageRules, especially if you've played it for a while, let me know, does it get maybe boring because it's too simple, There is some army building, there's some upgrades, there's some spells and psychic powers, special rules, things like that. But there's not a ton, so I could see, maybe it gets a little simple. That's the point, or boring maybe, I don't know. It was really fun, really refreshing to play. Let me know your thoughts on One Page Rules down below. Hit the thumbs up, of course. Subscribe. And yeah, I'm pretty excited about it. I would love to try it some more. I'm going to play it next weekend. I think we're going to keep trying the 40K one for a little bit. If you're like me and somewhat my group, we kind of go through waves. For a couple months we play this, a couple months we play that. Then we dive into maybe a board game dungeon crawl, like somebody backed a Kickstarter, things like that. So this might be perfect for us as far as a couple months of maybe this One Page Rules sci-fi, maybe some more Marvel, maybe a dungeon crawl, a couple months of the One Page Rules AOS, so on and so forth. So yeah, maybe I'm just getting old, but the simplicity of it was very refreshing, very fun. Thumbs up to One Page Rules. Thumbs up the video. See you in the next one. Adios.